Do you want to design your Twitch stream to make it look nice and snazzy just like this? Today I'll be showing you exactly how to add overlays to your streams, and this will work for OBS Studio, Streamlabs, Twitch Studio, and even Mac and Windows users. And the best part is that you don't have to spend a single dollar if you don't want to. If that sounds good, then drop a quick like on the video so other people can find this video. But let me show you how to do it. First, we're going to go to Own Pro, which I'll leave linked in the description down below that you can easily find it. Now, if you've watched some of my previous videos, I've talked about Own Pro before, but literally less than 24 hours, this is a brand new version that just came out. The old version, you'd have to download this stupid OBS plugin that a lot of people were having problems with. It didn't work with Mac users, but now the new version uses browser sources, so that means you can use it for Mac, Windows, Streamlabs, Twitch Studio, OBS, whatever you want. And luckily, they also sponsored today's video, so nice. But once you make it to the Own Pro site, we're going to click on the Join for Free button in the middle, and we're going to connect our Twitch account to Own Pro in order to log into the dashboard. Once you're on the dashboard, it'll look a lot different than the other one because you can't download that stupid OBS plugin, which I hated so much because so many people were having so many problems with it, so good riddance. But now you can see a couple different options, but we're going to avert our eyes to the left-hand side where it says Scene Builder, My Scenes, Overlays, so on and so forth. We're going to start with the Scene Builder option, so click on Scene Builder, and you got two choices here. You got the complete setup for beginners, which I'm going to do, or you can work on just a single scene if you just wanted to do like a starting soon screen, but you don't want to deal with all the other ones. But you know that I am super lazy and like to take the easiest way to do a lot of things, so I'm going to click on Complete Setup because it's going to do literally everything for us. So I'm going to click on Complete Setup, and then you can choose to do automatic selection or manual selection. Now, if you want to do manual selection, it's going to take a little longer. You get to manually pick out everything, but I'm going to essentially do that in the automatic selection because it's going to be so much faster and easier. So why the heck would we not want to do automatic? So I'm going to click on automatic, and now it's going to bring us a bunch of different overlay packages to choose from. Now, if you want to stick with the free version, that's totally fine. You're going to have 5 different choices here. You can get that 5th one by clicking the arrow there behind my webcam, which is so convenient. However, if you upgrade to the premium like I have, I can choose between over 400 different overlay packages. Isn't this nuts? So literally you can just scroll through and switch between them at your ease with just a couple clicks. So if I wanted to just use this one for like a stream or two, wow, this one's actually pretty dope. Literally, I can just download this one. And then let's say next week I wanted to switch to something different, like the Sanctuary series. All I have to do is just click on this, and then I'll create a new one, and I can easily switch between them at my little fingertips. So if you guys want to upgrade to the premium at any point in time, all you have to do is go to the top right corner, click your name, and then you can go to your subscription status and upgrade to the premium. But since I know not everyone has a couple dollars laying in their couch cushions, we're just going to be using the free options for this video so everyone can participate. Sound good? So I'm going to pick my favorite one out of the series, which is kind of tough between Pure, Chroma, and Avoid. I think those are the dopest. Is that even a word? We're going to click on the Avoid series right here. You'll be able to click the Showcase option to get a preview of what's included in this package. I think it looks pretty sleek, so I'm going to simply hit Create Scenes. We're going to give it a couple seconds to prepare itself. And now it'll bring us to our My Scenes category. And while I was doing this, it happened to error out. I'm guessing that there's still a few bugs that need to be ironed out because it literally just came out less than a day ago. So if that happens to you, all I did was X out of it, and then I just went back to Scene Builder and just redid the process. Took like 2 seconds, and then it worked on the second time. So now that I'm on My Scenes, I'm able to choose between My Scenes folders. So this new one I just made, and you'll notice that we have a starting soon scene, ending scene, be right back scene, a gameplay scene, and then a talking scene, which you could either use for just chatting or you could also use as a gameplay scene. It's really up to you. So we're going to start very simply with the starting soon screen. So we're going to click on starting soon. We're going to click anywhere on there, and it's going to bring us to our little editor now. So if you want to use the mouse wheel, you can zoom out a little bit, give yourself some more room to breathe. And it's actually pretty intuitive. Like if I wanted to change my username for Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or just move anything on the screen, all I have to do is hover my mouse over it. I'll click, and then, well, that was a bad example because the alert box is there. So I'm going to hit back, and I'm going to click over here, and it's going to click on whatever is there. So if I want to make it larger, I can make it larger. If I want to make it smaller, you make it smaller. It's up to you really. You can just drag and drop on here. If I wanted to change the text on here, I just double click and then it'll bring me to the text box on the left. I can put in my name and just pretty much customize it to what I want to have for my stream. Let's say that I don't want to have an Instagram there. Like I don't have an Instagram. Let's go and click on Instagram and I can hit the delete key and it'll just delete it. Or if you're like, oh man, Cody, I wish I didn't do that. You can go to the top right corner and hit undo and it's going to bring it back. So instead of maybe deleting it, you can go to the left-hand side where it's highlighted and hit the eyeball button and it'll just hide it. So that way, if you do want to make an Instagram or something, you can easily go back and do it there. Now, this is awesome because it's pretty much already done. Like the starting soon screen is basically done for us. But there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. The first one that I'll go over is that you can add your own graphic. So if you click add graphic, you can go and check out the different libraries. So you can add like little webcam overlays. You can add some other stuff. It might be limited to if you have the premium or not. These are free, so you'll be able to use those. Overlays, you can do like intermission, webcam, icon alert, social icons and stuff. So like this is like Discord, Epic Games, Facebook. That's actually a nice touch. I didn't know they did that. So if you want, you can go and add these. So let's say I wanted to add Discord instead of Instagram. Then we just go there, click on it, make it smaller, and then basically just do the same thing. And if you want to be lazy like me, then I'm going to go and get the text. I'm assuming I can do this. I'm going to just try it on the fly here. I'm going to hold Control C to copy, and I'm going to press Control V to paste. And would you look at that? It made a new text box. So now I'm just going to drag it over here. I'll double click on it, and then I'm going to, so let's say I wanted to add Discord instead of Instagram, and we just go there. You can add some other stuff. It might be limited to if you have the premium or not. These are free, so you'll be able to use those. Overlays, you can do like intermission, webcam. Like the starting soon screen is basically done for us. But there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. The first one that I'll go over is that you can add your own graphic. So if you click add graphic, you can go and check out the different libraries. So you can add like little webcam overlays. You can add some other stuff. It might be limited to if you have the premium or not. These are free, so you'll be able to use those. Overlays, you can do like intermission, webcam, icon alert, social icons and stuff. So like this is like Discord, Epic Games, Facebook. That's actually a nice touch. I didn't know they did that. So if you want, you can go and add these. So let's say I wanted to add Discord instead of Instagram. And we just go there, click on it, make it smaller, and then basically just do the same thing. And if you want to be lazy like me, then I'm going to go and get the text. I'm assuming I can do this. I'm going to just try it on the fly here. I'm going to hold Control C to copy, and I'm going to press Control V to paste. And would you look at that? It made a new text box. So now I'm just going to drag it over here. I'll double click on it, and then I'm going to change my name to there. And where'd you look at that? We have our new Discord instead of Instagram. So I actually didn't know that until recording this video. So shout outs to Owen. That was pretty dope. So I'll just quickly change my YouTube username, and then we're going to touch on the alert box. So see this alert box here? You want to make sure it's always on the top. But for the alert box right now, we never actually made an alert box yet, which can be a little confusing. So we're going to take a quick breather and hit save in the top right corner to make sure all of our settings are saved, which including the username for YouTube. That's kind of weird. I don't know why it's not showing up there. So what I'm going to do is just click on this again. It should say CPAUSE. I don't know why it's not. So I'm just going to literally copy and paste this one because it's the same, and then go there. Well, actually not delete the whole thing, but just delete that text box, or hide it, I guess you could, with that little eyeball. Then I'm going to drag it there. So little workarounds on the fly like that are going to get you so far in the streaming industry. So just be known that there are a few bugs, I guess, or I'm just stupid. One or the other, either is likely. So just know how to make little workarounds and stuff. And don't be afraid if something's not working exactly the way that I'm saying in the video and it's not working for you. Just take a deep breath, and I'm sure there's a little alternative. And if you guys have any questions or run into any bugs, instead of asking me in the comments, your best bet is to go in the bottom left corner where it says help and support, and then you'll be able to find intuitive guides here, as well as 24/7 live support. So we click that, and then you can literally ask your specific question in this little chat support thing from the people who actually made this product. So instead of asking me, who only used this product for like less than a day now, you should ask the experts if you run into any problems. So we're going to hit save in the top right corner, and we're going to go and work on that alert box real quick. We're going to hit save and go to the top left and hit back to overview. It says it still isn't saved yet, so I'm going to hit save one more time, and then maybe refresh. I'm going to hit refresh. Okay, it did say save there. I don't know what the heck I did different, but that's okay. So I'm going to go back to the top left corner, hit back to overview, and we're going to go to the stream essentials where it says alerts. So here you can see that I have a couple alert boxes here, but we're going to actually add a new one. So I'm going to click on create new alert. I'm going to call this one, I already forgot what the name of the package is. I think it's avoid alerts. So I'm going to guess it's that, and then hit create. And then I'm going to go to the Pro Alert library. But if you wanted to upload from your own graphics or GIFs or whatever, you can upload them with this option here. However, I just want to have the matching one to make it look nice. So I'm going to hit Pro Alert library. And then I'm going to find it right here, the avoid. So I'm going to click that. It's going to bring up and import all of the alerts like follow, subscribe, resub, so on and so forth. So you can feel free to click on the activate one for whatever alerts you want to be included in this alert box. Naturally, you'll probably want to go ahead and just activate all of them. I don't know why I'm stuttering. I think it's just my anxiety. But I'm going to go and basically turn on all of them. And then I'm going to click on edit alert for the follower alert. And you can change the alert title right here. So blank is now following. You can change it to now has joined the sub club or whatever the heck you want. You can also go down and change the alert design. If you will have a different design you want to use, you can feel free to hit the pencil icon and edit the style. You can also choose the layout of it. And you can also change basically everything else about it, including what sound plays. So if you don't like this sound, which honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the alerts sounds from Owned. So if I click on edit alert design, you can actually go to the pro sounds, which is, I guess, coming soon. Shame on me. Or if you have the premium subscription, you can go through the epidemic sounds and you have a ton of different options. But you're also able to upload your own file. So if you have like your own audio file that you downloaded somewhere, you can upload it here and use that as the sound that will play with your alert. Now, since I'm too lazy to do that right now, I'm just gonna leave it blank. I'm gonna hit X. And instead of just getting rid of it, I'm going to deal with it for now, and I'm going to turn it down to like maybe 20%, because that mother effer is going to be pretty loud. And then you can also choose text-to-speech voice if you want to have text-to-speech for your alert, but you can preview it conveniently behind my webcam, so I'm going to hide that. That's what it looks like. And if it's not popping up, you can hit pause and then play, and it's going to play the alert. Now, if you want to hear what the sound sounds like, you can hit the unmute sound and then pause and then play. And then now it'll go through. Except if you can't hear the sound, you have to wait for the next loop, which it says right here. So I'm assuming they're going to iron that out soon. But we're just going to give it a couple seconds and let it loop. And I'll let you take a listen to what it sounds like. Holy cow, that's loud. Jesus. All right, so the owned alert sounds are just really loud and obnoxious for my taste. That might be your cup of tea. That's totally fine. I don't judge. So you might want to go and swap some things out, but now at least you know how to if you choose to. Now that our alert box is customized to how we want it, you can click on the save in the top right corner, and then we'll go back to my scenes on the left-hand side. Go to the one we were working on, which happens to be avoid, and then starting soon screen. Click on that. My phone is ringing. You could probably hear that. That's convenient for filming. I'm going to wait for that to finish. All right, so now that my phone has finally effed off, I'm going to go and delete the old alert box here. I'm going to click add widget, and then you can feel free to choose and check out some of these. You can add like a countdown timer. You can add like a GIF. You can add image, text, video, whatever you want. But we're going to go to the live tab right here. And we're going to see we have alert box, chat box, or labels, which is like latest follower, latest sub, etc. But so we're going to use the alert box here, click on add widget, and we're going to use the one that we just did, which happens to be the avoid alerts. So we're going to hit insert alert box, and then we have our alerts here. And as always, when you're using alerts, you want to make sure that they are at the top of the list. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. So now that our starting soon screen is pretty much done, let me show you how to import it into your streaming software, and then I'm going to go over the and we're going to add a browser source, excuse me, Jesus. And then I'm going to call this one starting soon. I'm going to hit OK. It says it's already in use, so that's convenient. I'm going to do starting soon 1, 2, 3 because F you, and we're going to hit OK. And then I'm going to paste in the URL we just copied, change the width to 1920 and the height to 1080. So once I do those 3 things, I'm going to hit OK, give it 2 seconds to load, and bada boom, bada bing, we got our starting soon screen looking clean and looking good right there. And really that's all you need to do for the starting soon screen. But when we go to the gaming scene is where it gets a little more complicated. So if you need to take a breather, just in and out. So let's move on to the gaming scene. So now that we're back on owned, we can go to the top left corner and hit back to overview. And it's going to bring us back to our scene. So we're going to go back into our folder here. And then you can see we have an ending scene and a BRB scene, which is literally exactly the same process of what we did for the starting soon scene. So feel free to rinse and repeat.
Fine. What is up, guys? My name's Pete from the Gaming Careers YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at OBS Studio again, and specifically how you add sources to OBS Studio. So things like your game, your webcam, your overlay, things that really make your stream stand out and look more appealing to viewers. Now, I'm hoping a lot of you have already seen our OBS Studio tutorial where we looked in depth into the settings behind OBS Studio. Things like which Twitch server to stream to, what bitrate, what FPS, what resolution. We covered a video really in detail looking at the settings behind OBS Studio. So if you haven't already seen that and set up your OBS Studio, then you can click the annotation up here, which will link you to the really in-depth 20-minute tutorial, which is going to get your OBS set up in the perfect way. If you're confident that you're completely set up in terms of OBS settings, then let's jump into adding sources in OBS Studio. So as you can see, we're now in OBS Studio, and I've just got an example scene up with multiple different sources, the kind of thing that we're going to be creating today. So as you can see in this scene, we've got webcam, we've got our game, we've got an overlay, and we've got some text, which are the 4 different sources that we're going to be covering in. This video. So it's worth quickly mentioning what the difference between a source and a scene is, because if you're new to OBS, you might not quite understand the terminology. If you look down in the bottom left, you can see that we can have multiple different scenes in our OBS window. A scene is basically a collection of sources. So you could have different scenes for different games if you're a variety streamer, or you could have maybe one which just has your webcam and chat on for if you're in between queues in a competitive game. But effectively, a scene is a collection of sources that appear on screen together. So a source is effectively something that appears on screen within one of your scenes. So something like your video game, that would be a source. Your webcam would be a source. Your overlay and some chat or text, that could also be a source. So a source is something that appears on screen, and a scene is a collection of sources. So the first thing we're going to be covering in this video is how you add your video game to OBS. The first thing that you need to make sure that you have is your video game running on your computer. When you're in your video game, it's worth just quickly looking at your game settings. So if you go into your video options from within the game and see what you have selected for display mode. Typically, if you have it set to full screen, that should give you the best frame rates in-game, but it can give you some heavy delays when alt-tabbing, which is probably something that you're going to have to do a fair amount, especially if you only have a single monitor and you're going to want to be reading Twitch chat. If you are going to be alt-tabbing a lot, you don't have a second monitor that you can quickly refer to, then you're probably going to want to set the game to run in a borderless window. This basically makes the game seem like it's running full screen, but it's actually running in a window, so you can alt-tab much quicker, but it will be at the expense of some FPS loss. So now you've got your game running and you have your display mode set how you want it. You want to go back to OBS, and there's a few different methods that you can use to capture your game. Some methods work better than others, and it completely depends on the game. Since every game is coded differently by different companies, they may require slightly different setups in OBS. There's absolutely loads of information on the OBS forums, which I've linked in the description below. So if you're having issues with a specific game, make sure you go to the OBS forums and see if anyone else has had a similar issue. Now, there are 3 different methods that I would recommend for capturing your game. I would start with game capture, and if that doesn't work, go to window capture, and if that doesn't work, finally go to display capture. I'm going to cover all 3 of them quickly now. So if we start with game capture, if you go down to the menu and click the plus icon, or you can right click and choose add, and we want to select game source. Here you can enter the name, and you want to keep a high frame rate in game, something like 144 F, because I've got quite a good computer, but I have used it in the past when I've had a worse system. The capture cursor option does exactly as it says, allows you enabling this option to make sure that it's not the anti-cheat that is stopping you from being able to use the whole window. The next thing we're going to be adding is an overlay. Now, overlays really give you the opportunity to make your stream stand out from every other stream on Twitch. You can use some personal branding, some color schemes that you've kept consistent throughout your Twitch streams, and
I do for you?
YouTube channel. And you can also promote your social media through images on your stream through overlays. Now, I'm not going to go through where you should get your overlays from. There are absolutely loads of websites offering both free and premium stream overlays. So if you just Google search for stream overlays or something similar, you'll get absolutely loads of options. However, if you are good with Photoshop, I would recommend designing your own stream overlay. That way you're going to be completely unique to anybody else on the internet and on Twitch. If there's enough of a demand for this, I'll create a video on how you create your own overlays in Photoshop. So let me know down in the description if that's something you'd like to see. So to add an overlay, we're going to go to add and then image. I would recommend here naming it something easy so you can identify it. You don't want to accidentally disable this if it's going to be constant on your game.